Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our second edition of the history of game consoles second generation. Today we look at the history of the RCA Studio 2, also known, in my opinion at least, as probably the worst video game console ever made. Let's start by taking a look at the system itself. The RCA Studio 2 was released in 1977 in January, so several months after the Fairchild Channel F and several months prior to the Atari 2600, making it the second generation video game console. It featured a whopping display resolution of a mere 64 by 32. 32i is what that is. By comparison, the Fairchild Channel F could theoretically produce double that, 128 by 64. That was due to the Channel F's 2 kilobytes of video memory compared to the 256 bytes in the Studio 2. The Studio 2 also could only produce monochrome graphics, so no color display on this thing. And notably, as you can probably see from this image, no controller ports on the front of this system here. You have, on this system, very, very few things. This is maybe the most underwhelming second generation system of all. I just want to show you quickly, this is a poor image, but it's the only image I could find of the back of the system. This, as you can see, there are no additional ports on the back except for the power cord, which separates into two and lets you also connect it to the TV. And as you can see, this is not actually a cartridge slot. It is just two metal prongs sticking up out of the back of the system. So not only does this not have a dust bin to keep the dust out of the cartridge holder, there is no cartridge holder. There is just two metal prongs. So yeah, this is the back of the system. And here again, we are seeing it from the front. And if you're wondering what, just what? You control this thing exclusively using these two number pads, except for this clear button, which will reset the system. That's the only dedicated function on the RCA Studio 2 is this clear button. This little dot here is a speaker that will beep. It doesn't do anything but beep, it just beeps. That's the only sound. It does not connect sound to the TV, which, mind you, was not uncommon for 1977, but it also did not have any sort of wave oscillation functionality like the 2600. It just could produce a couple different beeps. That's its entire sound capability. And yeah, there's no controllers. There's no dedicated action button. You have pad A and pad B here, and it's just a standard 10-digit number pad. This lets you play two players in theory, but this is probably, your hand is bigger than each of these number pads if you are a full-grown man. So think of how close together you need to be sitting in order to actually play a two-player game as an adult. It's primarily meant for children, honestly, because it would be all but impossible for two adults to actually enjoyably play a game together. Not to mention the fact that hopefully one of you is left-handed and one of you is right-handed, because if not, there's going to be a real fight over who gets to be playing with their dominant hand and who does not. So yeah, just an atrociously designed system. Notable, though, is that it was in development for quite a few years prior to its release, and had it been released when it was initially developed, it would have been far more impressive because it would have been a couple of years prior, and pretty much all Pong consoles were black and white, and this could do more than play Pong. So, in that sense, it was a superior system to other Pong consoles, but by 1977, it was an abject failure. So, this thing sold about 50,000 units at most. compared to, several million 2600s and I believe several 100,000 of the Channel F. Most other systems don't have released sales figures, but the Intellivision, ColecoVision, and Atari 5200, I believe, all sold around at least 1 million units. So this was far, far from a success for the time. So that's the actual physical system of the Studio 2. Let's take a look at its library. So the Studio 2 featured a whole whopping 11 games, only 10 of which have been dumped. So you can see 10 of them right here. There's also a series of built-in games. I'm not honestly 100% sure how to make any of those happen, so we're not going to be looking at those. But yeah, there are built-in games too. The emulation scene for the RCA Studio 2, as you might imagine, is woefully underdeveloped. So there's going to be some real limitations with what we can do here, but we should be able to get all of these games running. All 10 of them. Except TV Schoolhouse 1. It works. You can start it. But the TV Schoolhouse series, you can see there's 1 and 2 here. 1 is just a bunch of quizzes. Math and social studies, I believe, quizzes. And so you're just answering questions, and you can see here from the image, you're answering a question and tell how many right, how many wrong, what test you're under, and like I said, this is the question number, I believe. And so the actual question is written down in a booklet that comes with the game. So the actual game does not even show you the questions. The booklet, to my knowledge, has not been dumped online. Every other manual for this system has helpfully been scanned and uploaded by a member of the Atari Age forums, and I have downloaded all of those, so we have all the other manuals. But this manual being, several hundred pages long due to being a giant book of quizzes, he did not bother. So we cannot play TV Schoolhouse 1. Play. I use play very loosely here because, again, it is just a quiz. TV Schoolhouse 2 Math Fun is the exact same as the Fairchild games, where you do addition and subtraction and so on and so forth. The only thing I can say in positive about this one is on Fairchild's version, you had to buy 2 games to be able to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, whereas RCA is kind enough to give you all 4 in just a single game. Of course, RCA's looks like this and has no color and no sound. So, yeah. Then you have Biorhythm, which I'm not... we'll boot it up. We'll see if we can figure something out with it, but it's not really a game. And then you have the remaining 7 titles, which are in fact games. One of them being Blackjack. We'll see if they do any better with their Blackjack than Fairchild. And then you have 6 actual video games on this system. That's the extent of it. All right. I think we have just one last thing to mention before we get started here, and that is the art. Something I noted with the Fairchild Channel F was how they had developed a very consistent art style for their packaging, and you can see that RCA has done the same here. Unfortunately, RCA's packaging is, let's say it resembles a engineering surface manual and not a fun game manual. This looks like something I'd find in a school booklet in the 80s. This does not look like something I would find on a game. And so... even the packaging sucks here. But let's just quickly start with Math Fun as our first game, okay? Let me get all of this pulled up one by one. So obviously this emulator is not supported by Launchbox. So give me a moment to get each component of this up and running. A moment of truth. All right. Now I have put the manual here on the right hand side of the screen. This is the front page of the manual because let me show you. Let me pull the manual up here. So front page of the manual. Here's a lengthy explanation of what the game is. But here is what you actually need to do to actually start the game itself. Okay? You insert the cartridge, obviously. I don't know, insert seems to be the wrong term here. You put it onto its pikes that are sticking out of the console. Then when this launches, this S here is not here. It's just a black screen. There's literally nothing on the screen when this boots. There's no like speed, question mark, nothing, just black screen. I typed 1 on here, right? I pushed this 1 and we got the S. As it says under 2 here, select answer speed. You know what? Let me make it so that you can see my mouse on this one. I think that would be helpful. So I pressed this 1 button here, and that S appeared. If I had pressed the 2 button, an F would appear. Now, I need to determine what game I want to play. Remember on the Fairchild Channel F, it would bring up a G for game, and for changing the speed here, it would have brought up an M. Doesn't bring any of that up. We just have S here telling us that we're on the slow option, I guess. Moving to the next page, we see that we need to press one of these 5 keys in order to begin the game. So let's say I press, hold on, let me make sure I'm actually on the, and now you see we've got a plus sign. Hopefully you heard there was a little beep there indicating that it actually responded to my press. And now I press the difficulty level 1 through 4. So I'm just going to keep pressing 1 till this game starts. But before we actually start, I'm going to move to the next page so we can see. When a problem appears on the screen, I attempt to enter the correct answer on the keyboard as quickly as possible. And here's the thing, because this could potentially be a 2-player game, they're not even going to actually show what I'm entering. So, and because I don't actually have 2 keypads and I'm player A here, I'm going to be using the Q, W, E, A, S, D, Z, X, C, and Alt keys as my keypad. So forgive me if I type something wrong because I don't actually have numbers here. I'm just using the left-hand side of my keyboard, whereas my number pad is, of course, the B side, and that is, in fact, a number pad. So that one will be easier, but in this game, we use the A keypad in order to play as a single player. All right? And we have to answer 10 problems, and then, hold on, the winner is the player with the highest score. And if you want to play again, you press 0. If you want to choose something different, you hit reset. And that's it. That's it. Okay. Let us give this a shot, shall we? We're going to press 1 here. And 9 is our answer, so I press 9, and it gives me 9 points. This is 7, so I press 7. It gives me 7 points. This is 2. I press 2. 2 points. No? Why do I have more points now? Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand the scoring, but okay. 9 again. Does it have an answer that is not 9 or 7? Seems not. Oh, there we go. It's an answer that's not 9 or 7. Voila. Beeps, and we're done. If I hit 0, it starts over. And I'm just going to put a wrong answer in to show you. then it does a long beep to tell me I'm wrong. And then I can, it's too late. I can't do anything else. If I was playing as the second player, I can still put in the right answer. And now, voila. I can be both players at once because in theory, this system is sitting on my lap. And so it always has both players as an option. So I'm just going to play against myself here for a second. This is fun, isn't it? This is a great game. A game. This is a game. I'm playing a video game right now. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Oh man, player 1 took control. Player 2 back in the lead. It's a tie. No, I won. Of course. That is that's it. Yeah, I could do it with multiplication and division and all that stuff, but we're not going to. We're not going to do that. Yeah. All right. Let's get to our... Oh, this is what the emulator looks like. I'll leave this up for just a second. These are a whole bunch of other computers on the top there. Those are other computers using the same processor developed at RCA by a gentleman named, hold on, Joseph Weisbecker, developed the processor for this. And so these are all computers utilizing his processor he developed. Again, he developed this processor in the late 1960s. So it was a very, very old processor, even in 1977. But RCA, like I said, dillied and dallied on releasing this, and this is the end result. All right. Let me get the next game ready. By game, I mean not really, but we'll take a look at it. It is the Biorhythm Mystic series. There is no other entry in the Mystic series. So, yeah. Biorhythm. Let me pull up. I'm just pulling up the manual here. All right. Now, notably, I had gone through the manual with that math game so that I could show you how to get a game started. I did not go through the manual of Biorhythm because I wanted the rest of these to give you a more realistic experience of what it would be like to try to figure out how to actually make anything happen on this system. So I have not read any of the other manuals except for that math, whatever, schoolhouse game. So we're going to learn together what Biorhythm can do and how to make it happen, which again was intentional because this system is nonsense. All right. All living things are affected by biological cycles, okay? Of more importance are the so-called critical days when the cycle crosses over from positive to negative or vice versa. Okay. This doesn't, I don't think this is, I don't think this is true. This is basically saying that instead of, you know, PMSing, people just have a random biorhythm that resets monthly. This seems like a lie, but okay. This is telling me that I should use my birthday unless the game does not give me accurate results, in which case I should just randomly choose a date until I get accurate results, which sounds like it's just random chance and it has no basis in reality because it doesn't. Here we go. Biorhythm is not a science. It is a theory that is incorrect. All right. Insert the cartridge into the system. Done. Press the clear key. Let's assume that's been done. Press 0 key on keyboard A. Done. Enter birthday on keyboard B. Okay. Using 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 4-digit year. We're just going to use their example. 0, 2, 0, 6, 19, 1956. Okay. Is there any indication that it actually took that? None, right? But let's assume it did. Today is the 12th of 2025. Okay. Nope, doesn't look like that did anything. Let's try this again. Ah, okay. 02 0 6 1956. Okay. Then today is 0 2 1 2 2025. Tones will sound. This is accurate. A time span of 75 years will take 1 minute to calculate. Well, this is great. Let's just wait a minute now. We didn't choose quite 75 years, but that's, yeah, nearly. Very close to nearly. Let's continue reading as this terrible beep sounds. The charts will be displayed similar to figure 3 right here. The markers between the graph represent 1 week. Oh, thank God it's done. Well, okay, that's biorhythm. Here you see you're learning when the line there in the game goes from bottom to top and top to bottom of the line, it makes it critical that that day is the day. I don't know why. This is all I have. Here's the interpretation. Let's see. Today I should have low I, high P, and high E. So do I feel dumb today? Am I low attentive and poorly concentrating? I don't think so. Is my emotion good and my strength strong? I don't think this is true. I just want you to read this right here. Instead of actually creating a chamber to place their contacts in, they just tell you to use a pencil eraser to erase them if they get dirty. Or you could have created a holder for your cartridge to go in, like every other system ever made before or since. That's biorhythm. What a nightmare of a game. All right. We've gone through our 3 not game games. Let's now play the actual games, starting with the first one, Blackjack. This is not the first one released. These were all released in 1977 because the system only existed in 1977. So there's no concept of order here. Gunfight here and Speedway both say TV Arcade Series, and the rest are actually numbered, but I don't know. And then Blackjack is just called Blackjack. It doesn't have Mystic Series or Schoolhouse Series. It just says Blackjack. So now we have TV Casino 1 Blackjack. It contains an entertaining, challenging blackjack game for 1 or 2 players. All right, insert the cartridge. We've done that. Press key 1 on keyboard A. Okay. But I only use keyboard B for a single player game. So to actually start the game, I use keyboard A, but to actually play the game, I use keyboard B. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. The 200 representing the stakes will appear. We see that. And the stake will appear only on the right side of the single player. Okay. The word cut. Cut cards by pressing 0. Okay. Oh, sorry. 0 on B. All right. After the cut is made, the word bet will appear. Each player enters a bet from 1 to 10 by pressing the appropriate key, 1 through 9, and 0 for 10. We'll go with 10. The 2 cards will be dealt. Each player, yes, I know how to play blackjack. Press key 1. To double, press key 2. To stand, press key 0. I think we should, let's stand. Stand. We lost. Completed the turns, the dealer will blah de blah. If you win, a W appears, and then we bet again. Okay. Let's bet another 10. Let's... Oh, this... I feel like we have... This is 19? Does he have 20 again? Let's... No. I won. I'll say this. This makes more sense than Fairchild's, but it looks way worse. But I am at least able to successfully play the game, which is more than I can say for the... what do I do to hit? Hold on, was it 1? Let's try 1. This seems like a risky hit, but let's hit. Nope, we busted. All right, let's bet again. 15? No, 16. No, what am I saying? 13. That's definitely a hit, right? Damn it. 17. He is an 8. $10, 17, 9, 19. Well, this is just going great for us, huh? This can be 6 or 16, so let's hit. So 7 or 17, right? Can I make that 17? Can I do that? Can I use 1 ace? We're gonna hit again. Okay. I won finally. That's blackjack. Wow. Compelling stuff here. All right. We've gone through the non-games and we've gone through the 1-card game. Now it's time to try to play actual video games on this system, starting with Space War, the original video game. Notably, if you're like, why isn't there like, I don't know, Space Invaders? Well, Space Invaders came out in 1979. This system, as I said, only survived the year 1977. So it predates Space Invaders and Pac-Man and any of the Atari games you would think of as being classics of this generation. Those more or less all came out after this system had ceased to exist. So, yeah, none of them are on here. All right, let's see what we do to play Space War. Horizontal intercept. one or more players one at a time. The horizontal intercept space war game provides the player with 20 rocket missiles to shoot down and destroy overhead enemy space ships. You get the highest score for hitting the small, fast-moving attack ships and lowest scores for hitting the large transport ships. You can steer the rockets to maintain and intercept course. Alright, key 1 to start, key 2 to fire the rocket, and steer left and... Okay, so we need both keyboards. Alright, I think I got it. I figured it out. So I fire my rocket. Then I use the other keypads to steer. And voila. How did that not hit? All the excitement of watching paint dry, with none of the hassle of having to have painted something first. I won. Alright, we hit 3 key. And now we are gonna, I think we're just shooting this, right? What does this say? Alright, we've got fire and control missiles. And let's see. Press 3. Fires by pressing 2. Hold key 2 will hold the missile on a straight course and will make it go downward. Okay, let's reset this and see if we can figure this out. This is very much like shooting gallery for the Channel F. It does give me a bit more control that I can change directions after I fire. So I might say this is better than shooting gallery. It still sucks, mind you. And also, unlike shooting gallery, playing with 2 players would require me to be, you know, literally like a conjoined twin or something. So can't say that I would recommend it. And also, there's like the Fairchild one has a lot of different variations, whereas oh, I messed that up. You know, you start from a lot of different positions, so you have to create a bunch of different angles. This one is more, I guess, systematic in creating different scenarios, but also then has less variety, I would say. I can make the game happen forever. I can also play as the other player, I assume. Hold on, we're gonna try to play as both cannons simultaneously. It's gonna be fun. It's the most fun we can have. You got to make your own fun when you're playing. When your only option is the RCA Studio 2. You have to learn how to make your own fun. It gets faster. Oh. Okay, that's both versions of Space War. Man. Oh no, I have another bot here trying to sell me something. Hello, bot Nobara Kugisaiko. How's your day going? We'll see what the bot responds. The bot says, dude. Hello, dude. I'm gonna get the next game started while you decide what to respond to me. What is the next game? Oh, fun with numbers. This sounds like a truly exciting and enjoyable experience. We had math fun, right, on the Fairchild Channel F. Now we have fun with numbers. Oh boy, I cannot wait. This is gonna be a hell of an experience, guys. Type of magic that can only exist on something as incredible as the Studio 2. Anyways, this is fun with numbers. We have Guess the Numbers and Reverse as our two games here. Two games in one. It's a puzzle game between you and the computer. It will determine a number, and I guess the number. Hey, guess what? It's the exact same as the Fairchild one. Let's see. All right. To play this one, I need to press a key to start, and then I guess the key on the other keyboard. All right. Press 1 to start. What does this want? Is Math Fun not the actual name of it? Did I grab the wrong one? Hold on. Maybe my issue is that I needed fun with numbers, not math fun. And now it will actually work correctly. This would make more sense. Okay, let's try this again. 1. Okay, better. Okay, the number of turns you have left, lower left, you guess, will appear in the right center, sure. And clues will appear in the lower right. Analyze your clue as indicated under computer clues. So none of the digits are correct. One digit is correct, but not in the proper position. One digit is correct and in the proper position, or two digits are correct, but both are in the wrong position. 3. Any feasible combination of the above clues. What? Okay, so, all right. Oh, okay. Sure. I'm not sure what the difference is between 3 through 5, but sure. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 as my guess. It says 1. That means I have 1 correct, right? One digit is correct, but not in the proper position. All right. Let us then choose 4, 5, 1. One digit is still correct, but not in the proper position. Okay. 6, 1, 7. I'm very confused now. Oh, that means, okay, so that means that 2, 4, 8, or sorry, 9. Okay. 3, 5, 9. Yes, okay. So that means it's either 350 or 358, but could be 5, 3, 8. Okay, those are our numbers. 8, 3, 5. We did it. We did it. We guessed the right number. All right. We can also do it with 2 players, but we don't need to. All right. Yep, that's good, that's good. Reverse is an interesting, stimulating puzzle game for one person. The computer provides a random scrambled sequence of numbers from 1 to 9. The challenge is to rearrange these numbers to be in sequence from 1 to 9 by reversing the order of selected groups of numbers. All right, maybe that will make more sense when we actually try it. All right. Key 2 reverses the order of the first two numbers. I don't want to do that. Reverses the first three numbers starting on, I don't want to do that. I think we need to start with 9 then, right? Because we need... Now... I'm not sure I understand this. Why is nothing happening? This is beyond my comprehension. Like, if there was some animation or something showing what was actually occurring, but nah, this is no. We're just gonna stop. We had fun with numbers. Someone decided to rate this a 3. They gave this a 3. Next up, we have TV Arcade 3. It's Pong. They wanted to try to trick you into thinking it's not Pong, but it's Pong. All right, here we go. Tennis and squash. And by tennis, I mean Pong, and by squash, I mean somehow one-player Pong. We'll see what it is. All right, key 2 for tennis. Small, medium, or large racket. Ball speed. Slow, normal, or fast. And... okay, up and down. All right. Do you think I can play both? Which one will be easier to play? I'm going to be on the right-hand side because the keys are slightly offset right on the left-hand side. So, all right. So I hit 2 and then, hold on. We need to go back a page. Let's actually do this in order. Hold on. Hit 2 for tennis. Let's go with 5 for medium, and we'll go with 7 for slow. And then we need to select medium here, which will be 5. Oh, and then I need to select slow. There we go. I lost against a non-existent opponent. I'll see if I can play both sides at once. This is going to go terribly. I beat myself. This sure is a version of Pong right here. I've got quite a volley going. Oh, I beat myself again. Can you tell I'm right-handed? When you get your RCA Studio 2 out to play with the whole family, you too can fight over who gets to be player 2 and is able to use their right hand. Unless you're a family of lefties, in which case you can all fight over being player 1. All right, it's Pong. Let's reset this thing and see what the other option is. Reset. All right. Squash. Okay. Press 1 for squash. Pressed. Press... Oh, sorry. The ball is on this side. All right, and we'll go with normal speed this time. Well, it's squash. I can't really argue that this seems to be squash. Doesn't seem especially noteworthy. The ball's going crazy. There we go. All right. Squash. Success. I'm so excited that we got to play squash here. All right. Baseball. We could not get the baseball game working on the Channel F. So let's see if RCA's baseball game can do any better. All right. Baseball. It is a competitive action-packed game for 2 players. Well, that's unfortunate. How to play. Hold on. Insert a baseball into Studio 2. Press 0. Okay, done. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is the base. No, that's second base. This is the pitcher. This is the bat. This is home plate. All right. This is a lot. Okay. I think I understand what all this is. Okay, so this tells me that player A is at bat. Straight pitch for 5, inside curve for 2, outside curve for 8, a changeup. In this, we hold the key for a changeup. The batter swings the bat by pressing 5. A ball that is hit can be a foul. There's no fielding here. He's going to pitch, I'm going to hit. And by he, I mean me. I'm doing both of them. All right. I needed to hit like 1 was a fastball and I hit 5 to hit it, right? No, was it not 1 that was a fastball? What were my options here? Sorry. 2, 5, or 8. Okay. Yay. Hit. Yay, hit. Oh, sorry. 2, hit. Nope. Foul. Whoops. Out. Foul. Second. Double. Let's assume that's a double. Foul. Foul. Let's go with this one. Strikeout. We'll go with this one. Double. Did I think I scored there. I think that was a score. Do I have points? Home run. Or hit. Is H hit or home run? No, H is home run. Okay, cool. Home run. All right, now it's my turn to pitch and to hit. So it's actually identical to how it was before. I just have to do it with the opposite hands now. That's not going to be confusing at all. I'm definitely going to win. That's the positive here. There's no way I can lose. I'll give myself an easy one there. I have a point. I also have 7 points, mind you, but, whoops. Now I have 2 points. Damn it. Nailed it. Home run. All right, that's baseball. That's all we need to see of baseball. As you can see, it's baseball. If you and your conjoined twin would like to play a very, very simple game of baseball, you can do that there. All right. Only 2 more games to go. First up is Gunfighter and Moonship Battle. Okay. So, Gunfighter and Moonship Battle. Gunfighter is an action-packed Western shootout game for 1 or 2 players. As a single player, I play against the computer. Hey, look, AI. This is going to be exciting. I press key 1 for 1 or key 2 for 2. Enter cartridge, press key 1. Up, down, fire. All right, I'm ready. Sorry. I need the other keys, of course. Why would I? I mean, it's good for me because, again, I'm right-handed and also these keys are straight up and down, so it's an actual keypad. So this is good for me, but why not just mark this one as A? Anyway, press 1 to begin. I pressed 1. Let's just for a moment. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let's reset. I could have sworn I pressed 1, but maybe I pressed 2 by mistake. Let's try this again. Ah, there we go. AI. The AI is clearly very good at this. And also, I mean, this sucks because you're bigger than you're too big. And the AI is not very good at this game. That's Gunfighter. I'd recommend playing the arcade version, or actually probably honestly the 2600 version, because that version has way more to it. It has a bunch of different options. Sometimes it's a carriage going along. It's also in color. It makes more than one single beep as a sound. Anyway. Yep, no, we got it. Moonship Battle is a space age game for 2 players. This one, there's no, we're going to have to be both. So, despite the other game being called Space War, this is actually Space War. All right. What are the actual controls? Oh boy. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, I assume, yeah, okay. And you move like this. All right. You know, most versions of Space War that I have played, including the one from a full decade prior to this, have inertia. Some have a sun with gravity. Like the version on the 2600 that you could play has gravity. With like a star, there's a star in the center of the uh also the fact that you and also like again, the Fairchild game that we played that was most similar to this had the little bases that you could go to get your energy back, and it had obstacles to try to pass through. So yeah, this is like up there with one of the absolute worst versions of Space War I've ever seen. And that's saying something. Again, a game made in the 60s on a mainframe is significantly better than this. What an awful version of this game. I don't like it at all. All right. Last up, we have Speedway and Tag. Can the Studio 2 produce one banger of a game for us? This is Speedway/Tag. Studio 2 Speedway is an exciting competitive racing game for 2 players. Well, that's unfortunate. A racetrack appears on the screen with 2 racing cars. We've got press 1 to start. How do I steer? Ah, there we go. 2, 4, 8, and 6. Got it. Yeah, 2 hands. I definitely can get 2 hands here. Well, my friend here is also using 2 hands on this thing. What a ridiculous concept. All right, press 1. Which one am I? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I can be either one. Whoops. You just accelerate automatically. Sorry. Controlling both of these at once is a bit frustrating. Nope, this one. Trying to remember which one is which. God damn it. I was having a good moment there with this one. I was gonna just control one and see if I could, you know... Oh, nope, okay. Well, this sucks. It would be very slightly better if I didn't have to control them both, but still. No acceleration option, no brake option, you just choose the direction. It's like I'm playing an old phone game, but without visuals. Studio 2 Tag is a fun-filled 2-player chase game. Press 2. What the actual... How do I know who is it? No, you won't get me. Yes, I will. You are mine. Oh, no, that's... I should have left them on their same side so that I would have a sense. No, oh, I got you. No, I won't let you lose. That's tag. Okay, man. That is more or less the entire lineup of the RCA Studio 2. Let me pull up and see what were the pack-in games. Were Addition, which I assume is the same as what we saw in the math game, Bowling, Doodle, Freeway, and Patterns. I believe Doodle and so Patterns I think is just a tech demo like we saw in that first Fairchild cartridge. Doodle is again a doodling program. Freeway is really the only thing I'd be interested in trying here, but I don't know that this emulator supports, and I don't know how I would start them either. The only other thing worth noting here, I guess at this point, is that the system was also released in France as the MPT2, and there is one exclusive cartridge that exists only in the French and in a version for a German version from Sheen. So in Germany, there are potentially 2 games that we do not have here that were released. Potentially 2 because one, I can find no evidence of its actual existence outside of listings. No one seems to have it. The first game I do have the manual for because our Atari Age forum friend does in fact own the German manual for this game. And it's even in English. So let me see if we can. So this is Star Wars game. It is not an officially licensed Star Wars game, but it is a Star Wars game released in France and Germany exclusively. And it looks like you are, shooting ships as they enter your view, just like in the Fairchild game. So it's nothing special, but as it says, this game is based on the movie Star Wars. Not officially licensed, which is why it was never released in the US. But as you can see, there is such a game. And while there is no footage of the game actually running on the internet, there is at least one person on the internet who owns this game and was able to scan this manual. So this is a game that was released and exists. And like I said, there's also theoretically a pinball game for the system that exists. But outside of the fact that it is listed in catalogs and such, there seems to be no evidence of it actually ever having been sold to someone. And that, my friends, is the entirety of the RCA Studio 2's library. You have 2 games from Germany and France that were never released in the US, one of which might never have been released, period. You have 2 different quiz games and math games that are not games at all. You have Biorhythm, which is at best an application and frankly is just a nonsense nothingness. You have a functional version of Blackjack that offers nothing that you can't get on a phone version and has, of course, no colors and no sounds outside of beeps. And then you have 6 versions of Atari games that you would be better off playing the Fairchild version of, or, in this day and age, just play the Atari version on a 2600. But if this were 1977, I would have suggested buying the Fairchild or waiting 6 months and buying the 2600, because none of these are good. Not a single one of these is remotely close to good. Each one took forever just to figure out how to make it work. And controlling these things with keypads sucks. Controlling them with keypads that are on the actual system sucks. The visuals suck, the audio sucks. The animation is non-existent. This thing can produce nothing but white squares and numbers. To be fair, it was $30 cheaper than the Fairchild, and I believe $50 cheaper than what the 2600 would launch for. Let me confirm that. So it launched in 1977 for $150. The 2600 launched for $190, so $40 cheaper. Like I said, like 8 months later. And the Fairchild launched, as I said, the year before at $170. So while it was the cheapest of the 3 options released by 1977, it is so far and away the worst of the 3 that there's still no reason to actually purchase it. And that pretty much does it. It is a sad thing. All right. That's it. That's our worst game console of all time. And that means, so the next system released after this would have been the 2600, but we are not going to look at the 2600 because there are, close to 1,000 games for that system. We don't have time for that. And everyone's seen an Atari 2600. So we will just do a quick overview of its capabilities at the beginning of the next episode, and then we will move on. That means that our next entrant is probably the Bally Astrocade. Just double checking the actual exact dates of these, but I believe, okay. So yes, the next system will be the Bally Astrocade from Bally. Now part of Midway, now part of Warner Brothers. and it was released in 1978 at the very beginning, actually manufactured in 1977. You could order it in 77, but they did not actually finish it in time, so it was released in early 1978. So we will be looking at it next time. It has its own interesting controller, along with a handful of games. More than a handful. It has the most games of any of the systems we looked at by far. Not by far. It has the most. It has close to 30 games. So it beats out Fairchild's effort. So we'll be looking at that next week, so be sure to join us for that. And if you are watching this on YouTube, thank you for visiting the channel. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you would like to be notified about the latest episodes. And if you are watching this on Twitch and want to see previous episodes that you have missed, there's only one so far, the Fairchild Channel F. It is up on YouTube now, so you can head over there and view it if you desire. And thank you again so much for watching. We will be back in a couple of minutes to continue our normally scheduled nightly stream. So give me 5 minutes to reset everything, and we will be back shortly. If you are not going to be joining us for that, thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next week.